The time has come. Luis Urias is here and will make his Major League debut. Fourth prospect in the Padres organization. He is 22nd overall in Major League Baseball, and tonight we'll see him start at second base. Game one of a brief two-game series between the Padres and the Mariners. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo along with Mark Sweeney. Welcome to Padres Baseball. Luis Urias is here now and will start at second base. We have heard about him for a while. Certainly there are high hopes for him. Saw a little bit of him in spring training, but it should be fun.
Exciting for the organization and excitement for a lot of these guys that came up from AAA that saw him rake at AAA. He got this opportunity because of what he has been doing the last few weeks. He has been putting the bat to the ball, and that's what you'll see. The skills of handling that strike zone and being able to hit to all fields. That's going to be pretty important. And Andy Green inserting him into the number 2 hole tonight really shows what they think about this young hitter. He is going to have a great debut tonight, and he's excited, and so is the organization.
Now tonight we'll also see Felix Hernandez, not really King Felix anymore. In fact, at one point this year, he was in the pen, but he starts tonight.
You're exactly right, Don. This isn't the same guy. You're not seeing mid-90s fastballs, but you're going to see a guy that can compete. And the secondary stuff is going to be the key tonight. For King Felix, he's making his 400th career start tonight. That shows you how many times he's gone out there and towed the slab. This is important for the Seattle Mariners because they're in a playoff race and they're relying on King Felix. As you said, went to the bullpen. Now he's in a starting role again because of injuries. Look for him to use that curveball much more tonight. Just under 2,500 strikeouts in his career, but not the same pitcher.
He'll be matched up against Jacob Nix. Coming up, the new kid in town. The Padres manager Andy Green weighs in on the new second baseman. Annie Halbrin will join us next from Petco Park.
High School Choirs, directed by Jennifer Opdahl from Olympia.
Fox Sports San Diego presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Petco. The Pet Family 4-pack. It's the Padres and Mariners game 1 of the series. Before we get it started, let's send it down to field level and Annie Halbrin.
Thank you so much, Don. Well, second baseman Luis Urias making his major league debut for the Padres tonight. He is the 4th-ranked prospect in the Padres organization, only 21 years old, and he's been absolutely raking in AAA El Paso these past few weeks, hitting .429 with a .490 on-base percentage. So the Padres very excited about what he might be able to do at this level. Here's more from manager Andy Green on the call-up.
It's great to have him. Yeah, I mean, he's a young, wide-eyed kid in the big leagues for the first time. So there's going to be some things to learn, but there's a lot he brings to the table. And we've been looking forward to having him for some time. And he's here now, and he's out there and a good chance to play baseball.
I always thought it would be a great feeling, but I mean, it was something that I cannot explain right now. You know, I was so happy, especially when I called my dad and my mom. That was a feeling that I will never forget.
And Urias will play mostly second base, but he will see some time at shortstop as well. Well, coming up, welcome to the big show, Luis Urias. Padres, Mariners, first pitch coming up next on Fox Sports San Diego.
League system to make it to the show. And tonight they get their wish with Luis Urias. Yesterday he was named to the All-Pacific Coast League team. Today, hopes are high for an immediate impact with his highly touted glove and stick. Tonight he's ready to knock it out of the park in his major league debut. The future is now for the Padres. Luis Urias is at second base getting ready as the Padres get ready for game 1 of this series against the Mariners. Time now for the weather report brought to you by your always sunny San Diego Honda dealers. Beautiful night tonight, 74 degrees. Northwest breeze at 9 miles per hour. And the forecast mostly cloudy for the remainder of the night. Don Orsillo, Mark Sweeney, Annie Halbrin with you tonight. Mark Grant has the night off. As Scott Service brings in his Seattle Mariners team. Been a bit of a surprise this year. And in the mix of things in the American League West. Mitch Haniger leads it off in center. Robinson Cano at first. Gene Segura at short. Nelson Cruz in right. Denard Span in left. Kyle Seager at third. Mike Zunino does the catching. And the first pitch is in there for strike 1. Dee Gordon at second base and Felix Hernandez will bat out of the 9 spot as tonight Jacob Nix gets the start.
Well, you look at Jacob Nick's arsenal, high on the fastball.
Right side, and Urias diving will fire to first base in time. Welcome to the big leagues, Urias. Nice play, diving snag at second base. First ball put in play tonight goes right to the newcomer at second base, and he's up to the task.
I got to be honest with you, Don, as we take a look at his family, I did not think he was going to get to this baseball. Off the right-handed bat, and you could see him laying out, and the arm strength. What an outstanding play, and Eric Hosmer on the back end understood how important that play was.
Good stretch by Hosmer, too. Woo. Now one down here in the first inning. And it brings up Robinson Cano, who will take strike one. There's the 80-game suspension on the PED list, and comes back and loses his second base job. And now has been shuffled around a couple of different spots. Gets a start tonight at first base. To short and Galvis. 2 down.
Well, so important for Jacob Nix tonight to pitch at the top of the strike zone.
Well, here's the Padres defensively, brought to you by the San Diego County Ford dealers. Left to right in the outfield, it is Reyes, Jankowski, Renfro. Third to first, Myers, Galvis, Urias, Hosmer, with Hedges doing the catching for Jacob Nix. So 2 down here in the first inning. And Gene Segura has had a great year, hitting at .314. 9 homers, 58 runs batted in for Segura.
Really important for Jacob Nix to get off to a good start. That's been the bugaboo in his starts in the big leagues. That first inning.
Getting a little help from his friends here defensively. And a ground ball to Hosmer. Lots of spin on it. He will flip the Nix. Going to be close, but he gets there in time. The head first dive by Segura. But it's a 1-2-3 first inning for Nix. That's a very good start. Urias with a great play at second base to get it started. What a way to begin your major league career. Mariners don't score. Padres coming up next. Let's check out the Padres starting 9, brought to you by your San Diego County Toyota dealers. Travis Jankowski leading it off in center field. Luis Urias will bat second in his major league debut. Will Myers at third. Eric Hosmer at first. Hunter Renfro in right. Austin Hedges doing the catching with Freddie Galvis at short. Franmil Reyes in left, and Jacob Nix, pitcher, bats out of the 9 spot. Felix Hernandez on the hill tonight for the Mariners.
For Felix Hernandez, it is a different pitcher. Not the velocity that you typically see, but he likes throwing the fastball. The changeup has a lot to do with his outs.
Fly to deep right field. Cruz going back at the wall. He'll leap, and that ball is gone. Jankowski with a home run on the first pitch thrown by Felix Hernandez. 1-0 San Diego. home run number 3 of the year for Travis Jankowski.
These Padre hitters are going to have to hunt that fastball because it's not velocity. You see the location. It's supposed to be outside. Travis Jankowski pulling his hands in nicely to get the barrel just out to the reach of Cruz in right field.
Well, 1-0 Padres on top, and Luis Urias making his major league debut will look at strike one. Urias in El Paso, hitting at .296, 8 homers, 45 runs batted in. AAA this season. Of course, we saw quite a bit of him during spring training, especially early in the spring before he was sent to minor league camp.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch, and the reason why I say that is he has a good understanding of the strike zone. He will take those borderline pitches and get himself into good hitting counts, and that's what I think a type of hitter of Urias is. When he gets that good pitch to hit, that mistake, he hits it where it's pitched.
Offensively, he was really impressive during spring training. He will chop this one towards third. Seager's throw a little bit off the mark, but going up to get it is Cano for the first out here in the first inning as his family looks on. Let's check out the Mariners defense, brought to you by the San Diego Cadillac dealers. Denard Span in left field, Mitch Haniger in center, Nelson Cruz in right, third to first, Kyle Seager, Gene Segura, D. Gordon, and Robinson Cano, with Mike Zunino doing the catching for Felix Hernandez.
Nelson Cruz in right field, and typically the DH.
And Will Myers batting for the first time tonight. .264, 9 homers, 30 runs batted in for Will. Sharply hit, picked at third by Seager, spins and throws out Myers. Nice play. Well, Kyle Seager down there at third base for the Mariners. Showing off the leather there, 2 down.
Yeah, we're seeing some defense early in this ball game. Seager known to have that very good glove at third base. Very athletic on the hot corner.
Fifth in fielding percentage in the American League are the Seattle Mariners. 2 down here in the first inning. Brings up Eric Hosmer. Hosmer, the only Padre really to have much of a sample size here against Felix Hernandez. Of course, his time spent in Kansas City with Hernandez in Seattle. 7 for 17 in his career against him. 444 on base percentage against Hernandez. And as I mentioned earlier, this is not the same Felix Hernandez he's used to facing.
Yeah, typically you would have that velocity, but also a little bit of moxie. It's going to be interesting to see how Hernandez handles that without the velocity he's used to. It's been back-to-back years where he has zapped that velocity, but also has that very good changeup. His arm speed is still good.
So strange watching him so many years just dominate. He's one of the game's best. Swing and a miss, and Hosmer strikes out. First strikeout for Hernandez. A leadoff home run for Travis Jankowski has given the Padres a 1-0 advantage. For Jankowski, his third of the year. Great start for the Padres. On top, 1-0.
Park, and with second baseman Luis Urias making his major league debut tonight, a couple of other roster moves to tell you about. The Padres optioned Carlos Asuaje to AAA El Paso. They have reinstated Colton Brewer off the 10-day disabled list. He's been dealing with a bit of an oblique strain, and they have placed Clayton Richard onto the 10-day disabled list with some knee inflammation. He's actually going to have surgery on his knee. He's been dealing with some knee issues since the beginning of April, actually. He's been pitching through it. He said he could keep pitching through it, but the Padres as an organization, as well as Clayton, decided might as well have the surgery now instead of waiting until the offseason. But Sweens, I think you can talk about this. Every guy in the clubhouse is dealing with something, right? It's a matter of how they're managing it and how they're trying to get through the season with it.
Yeah, Annie, you're exactly right. When you get into August, September, everyone has those nicks, and that's what makes baseball difficult because it's everyday sport. So any of those injuries that happen earlier in the year, you're just still trying to deal with them and hoping that you can heal during the offseason.
And I guess where there's a surgical procedure that is kind of hanging over your head, probably to get rid of it as early as possible.
Yeah, for Clayton Richard, we know he takes the ball no matter what. So it's pretty surprising, but we wish him the best.
Padres opening day starter this year, Clayton Richard.
We know how important he is to this roster because not just on the field, it's off the field, the intangibles that he brings to this roster.
Denard Span, the former San Francisco Giant. When last we saw him, this is popped up left side. Freddie Galvis on the short lawn in left will make the catch for out number 2. Kind of a weird time of night right now at that twilight time. So a couple of players kind of look up and not know exactly where it was.
And you know what, Don? Typically the outfielders will start saying that to the infielders, maybe point it out and have that communication.
So 2 down here in the second inning. Brings up Kyle Seager, made a very nice defensive play last inning. And takes strike 1.
Down year for Kyle Seager offensively, especially the batting average. Has a lot of pull power. See the 20 home runs on the year, 71 RBIs.
Strike call, shift on here by the Padres. Let's take a look at the StatCast AI powered by AWS. And he does pull quite a bit, 40% of the time over in that area where Freddie Galvis is standing. Fouled off 0-2.
Yeah, for Jacob Nix early in this game, there's been some early outs, but also he's attacking the strike zone.
Kyle's brother Corey Seager, of course, a guy that we see a great deal of with the Dodgers, lost for the year. The Dodgers had to go get Manny Machado as a result, but that was a huge loss for the Dodgers.
Tommy John surgery and obviously the clutch hitting.
Shallow center, Jankowski was deep, out goes Galvis, but Jankowski will get there. Outstanding speed to make that catch, 1-0 Padres. Honda dealers.
Well, knock King off his throne, and a good start with Travis Jankowski with that solo homer. He is 0-5 in his last 7 starts. And Urias impact. Young man has a lot of self-confidence, is what a lot of people in this organization are talking about. That's the reason why he's earned this opportunity.
Here's Hunter Renfroe leading it off in the 2nd inning. Renfroe getting the start in left field. 253, 16 homers, 48 runs batted in. Renfroe, Hedges, and Galvis anticipated here in the 2nd inning against King Felix. This is start number 26 for Hernandez, and he's made 1 relief appearance. "32-year-old. It's not part of the decision in his last outing. Mariners 7-4 win over the Astros. About 4 runs on 5 hits. Struck out 6 in 6 innings of work. On the ground, foul, and it's a full count now to Renfroe. He's fared pretty well in interleague play. 23-11 in his career in interleague. 44 career interleague starts. 28 of them quality starts. That's strike 3. Renfroe knew it. Takes with him the 2nd strikeout for Felix Hernandez. It's time now for Tools of the Trade, brought to you by Ram Trucks.
Well, August 15, 2012, King Felix had a momentous occasion up in Seattle Safeco Field. First perfect game for the Seattle Mariners, the 23rd in Major League Baseball history. What an unbelievable moment. Think about a resume. 69 career wins for this right-hander.
I think there was a time where you could consider him a shoo-in for the Hall of Fame. I'm not sure that's the case anymore.
Well, you wonder how this is going to evolve, because we've seen some pitchers that lose their fastball and kind of reevaluate themselves and become almost a pitcher that has to do it a different way. It's not always the strikeouts here for King Felix. Now it's about weak contact and how you set up hitters.
Hedges fouls it off and finds himself down 1-2.
You know, one of the guys that we've seen in our division is Zach Greinke. He's had to evolve into a different pitcher, but that was a command guy. It wasn't necessarily that high velocity, even though he could give you that. But he has changed his ways. And King Felix is going to have to do that as well.
In his prime, straight up nasty.
Oh, yeah.
Swing and a miss, and Hedges strikes out. 3 strikeouts in a row now for Felix. Time now for the Kia drive to success, and it's about Felix Hernandez. Most career strikeouts, MLB leaders active pitchers. CC Sabathia is number 1, Justin Verlander number 2, Bartolo Colon number 3, and then Felix Hernandez, and the guy you were just talking about, Zach Greinke, in the top 5.
You know, all those guys have the ability to put away pitch, but it was multiple pitches they did that with.
There's the fastball at 90 miles an hour.
And the differential tonight, you won't see a lot of it, but that changeup has a lot of movement.
To right field, Cruz is there to make the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 2nd inning for Hernandez. 1-0 Padres through 2. San Diego 1-0. Padres have the lead over the Mariners. We head to the top of the third inning. It was good to see Seattle Mariners. Of course, Padres and Mariners share spring training home in Peoria.
Yeah, that natural rival because of that, probably. I love going to Seattle.
Love it.
Oh, summertime, there's nothing better.
We'll be heading to Safeco Field on the next road trip for the Padres, part of that trip. This is line to left and in for a base hit. Mike Zunino has the first hit of the night for the Seattle Mariners. Nick had retired the first 6. So lead runner on here for the M's, and it brings up D. Gordon. Now, Gordon took over the second base spot. I told him when he came to the Mariners he would exclusively be in the outfield, but when Cano went on his suspension, Gordon moved into his natural position, which is second base, and really took off. This is to left, and that's going to get in for a hit. Up to second goes Zunino. First 2 Mariners have reached on back-to-back base hits to open up the third inning.
And D. Gordon gives them that different dynamic, obviously the speed element. He's an aggressive hitter, especially with that fastball. You know, Nix has been pumping in strikes. 15 of 17.
He brings up Felix, who is going to be squaring here with runners at first and second. And he bunts at it, and it'll land harmlessly as Hosmer diving after it. Didn't stay in the air long enough.
Eric Hosmer with that glove on his right hand. He has to commit himself to covering so much. Almost tried to barehand this baseball, and it's butted over his head.
Might be the one time where it is a disadvantage.
There's not many times, especially left-handed as a first baseman.
Good bunt here by Hernandez, but going to second base, out there on to first, double play. Nice play by Jacob Nix. He comes up throwing to second base and turns a double play.
Now you got to love this because you have to field your position after you deliver that pitch. The high fastball and the bad bunt by Hernandez. Easily turning 2 once you get that force out at second base. Freddie Galvis had plenty of time to get King Felix at first.
D. Gordon appeared to be surprised there. He didn't slide at second base. Nix was thinking DP all along. To third goes Zunino. 2 down, and Mitch Haniger will take strike 1. Curveball that time from Jacob Nix. Haniger, 2 outs and runners in scoring position. 263 coming in. Goes the other way to right field. In comes Reyes to make the catch, and out of the jam is Nix. The Mariners leave a runner at third. A 7-pitch inning, a 1-0 Padres lead.
I look for him. He was in the gym. I gave him a big hug, and I tell him, you don't know how happy I am, like, seeing you right here. Like, it feels like my first time here to me.
And that was outfielder Franmil Reyes on the call-up of Luis Urias, and the two of them are very close friends. You can see Reyes' emotion there. Reyes actually calls him primo, or cousin, which is actually pretty funny because there's a big size difference between the two, especially if you see them walking together, but there's a lot of love between each other. Very, very happy to see the other succeeding at the big league level. And Don Sweens, I think that's one of the exciting things as the Padres continue to call guys up, is a lot of them played together in the minors, so they're getting to kind of experience this for their friends and for these guys that they battled with at the minor league level. To see them succeed now here at the big league level, it's a really big deal, guys.
That is. It's really cool, too. I think it is so good, and this is on the ground off the bat of Reyes to shortstop. Segura will throw to first. I mean, you look at the teams over the last few years that have won the World Series. You think back to the Cubs, the way they put it together, the Houston Astros last year, the way they put it together. Those groups came together through the minor leagues for the most part, getting to the big league level as a group, and I think it is right here is what we're seeing the beginning signs of.
Yeah, there's a component that you feel comfortable with the teammates that you battled for not only championships in the minor leagues. Sometimes you say, well,
chopped up the middle off the bat of Nix, and D. Gordon throws him out.
You know, it's championships in the minor leagues. You know what? No big deal to a lot of people. Well, it is a big deal because you win with a culture, and then you start seeing those organizations, as you touched on, come to the big league level. They have a feeling and a comfort of the guy next to them, right and left. And you saw that with the Kansas City Royals. I think that is huge when you think of that success. That's the model for the San Diego Padres.
Something the Atlanta Braves did very well for a long time. 13 straight division titles.
I think ideally you'd like to have the homegrown guys come in, maybe a free agent here and there. Why you go out and get an Eric Hosmer to mold all of those guys and give them comfort at the big league level?
Yeah, A.J. Hinch was talking about that last year. The additions of Beltran, McCann. I mean, some guys that would bring it together. And they've already got a guy in place in Eric Hosmer. That was the reason for getting Hosmer.
You identify those guys that are difference makers within their organization, and also they have a history of winning. That's Eric Hosmer.
In there for the strike to Jankowski, his second plate appearance tonight against Felix Hernandez. Homered off Hernandez. It's a difference in the game. All down the left field line, out of play.
I think Hernandez would like to go to that changeup against Travis Jankowski. It's been a successful pitch.
Weaves at it and strikes out. That is the fourth strikeout for Hernandez. 1-0 Padres. It's time now for our Valley View Casino trivia question. Question tonight, Luis Urias is 21 years old. He named the youngest player to appear in a game for the Padres. Get us your answers by the end of the inning using hashtag Valley View Trivia. Still pretty young, though.
That is really young. What were you doing at 21?
I had just started with the Pittsfield Mets in A-ball.
I was in Boise, Idaho.
This is grounded up the middle. To his left is Segura. Rather, I should say, the shortstop Galvis, who throws to first base to retire Robinson Cano.
You were going down memory lane.
Yeah. Really helps when you turn your scorecard over. It's awesome. It's so good. It's actually correct when you flip it over.
When it hits your lips,
oh,
it's so good.
So good. One down here in the fourth inning. Now here's Gene Segura, who I had a shortstop for the Padres moments ago. He's now batting for the second time in this game and rounded out to first base in the first inning. Highest road average this year, Segura 329. He hits everywhere pretty well.
He does. He just get bat to ball skills. It doesn't matter what pitch it is.
Saw him a couple years back with the Arizona Diamondbacks get over 200 hits. The guy in the National League to do so that year.
Yeah, he just hits to all fields. I think it's a commitment, not necessarily power, but to be able to spray the ball to all fields.
First 2-ball count. I like that. For Nix, he has been all about the strikes. Little bloop. Right field. It's falling fast and falling in for a hit. Not hit hard, but placed well. Segura's got the Mariners' third hit of the night. MLB.TV now available at lower prices for $49.99. Watch every out-of-market regular season game, plus get a free subscription to MLB At Bat Premium. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV to take advantage of this special offer. One out, one on, and it brings up Nelson Cruz. The season in which Cruz, as they check on first base, has 30 or more home runs, 31 to be exact, coming in. It's amazing. He's been remarkably consistent. 31 homers, 79 runs batted in coming in.
When you think about it, Don, this is a totally different lineup without Cruz in there. Normally a DH, but interleague play forces him to play right field tonight.
Also played right field 3 days ago against Arizona. Same situation as they check on Segura again at first base.
You got to watch Segura. 19 stolen bases, but 10 caught stealings. Think about the Seattle Mariner ball club. They've been caught 46% of the time. That's not a good percentage.
Sixth straight All-Star appearance for Cruz, as back to the bag again, Segura. Back on June 16th, Cruz getting his 1,500th career hit. That open stance at least to begin. And hits a high fly ball to center field. Jankowski back on the track, front of the wall, will make the catch. That ball just died out there in left center field. Throw back in gets away, but backed up by Urias. And Nelson Cruz with a long fly out to center field, but it's just that, out number 2.
Yeah, kind of sounded like it was off the end of the bat just a little bit. Really high to center field. For Travis Jankowski, just judging and the awareness of where he is on the warning track. See, Nelson Cruz knows that he just missed that ball.
It's too high. So 2 down. Segura at first base, held on there by Hosmer. A little bigger lead over there now. Noticing was Nixon going over there again. Be the pitch coming up here for Jacob Nix. 7-game hitting streak for Span coming in. Hitting at .381 during this streak. And trying to bunt his way on. Drops it down the third baseline. Nix off balance throw will be in time. Able to get Denard Span and end the inning. We'll see here if the Mariners are going to challenge this. It almost looked like Hosmer came off too early.
Yeah, and that throw came into the runner. And you think about what Nix did just to get the ball there. I think he had him. What a play by Nix.
Yeah, no challenge by the Mariners. He did get him. That'll end the inning. 3.5 done. 1-0 Padres. Pretty special in his first major league game.
Yeah, going to his left. Did not think he had an opportunity to glove this. But also the awareness of getting up and throwing a strike to Eric Hosmer. What a play.
Now here he is, Luis Urias, to lead it off for the Padres. Urias grounded out to third base in his first major league plate appearance. Well, 24 games in August in El Paso, hitting at .420. Ground ball up the middle, ranging to his left is Segura. The throw is in time. Urias is out number 1 of the 4th inning. Parents looking on, family members. It's time now to answer our Valley View Casino trivia question. In regards to Urias, who is 21 years old, can you name the youngest player to appear in a game for the Padres? Ryan Greer, 18 years old.
Wow.
Made his debut September 13th in 1977. Myers drives this towards the gap in left center field, and that'll get down and one hop the wall. Myers headed for second base. He will get there standing with a one-out double. Second hit of the night for the Padres.
Now this ball had sound to it. Absolutely attacking that mistake fastball, 90 miles an hour right down the middle. Perfect timing, laying that foot down and putting the barrel on it. Shooting that gap for an easy double.
One out runner at second. It brings up Eric Hosmer. Hosmer, a strikeout victim in the first inning. Check swing. He went around. Home plate umpire Vic Carapazza doesn't even check. Called it himself.
It's been interesting in the first two at bats to Hosmer with the success previous against him. As you see the runners in scoring position numbers. He's going with a hard breaking ball to Eric Hosmer.
It's been effective so far. Myers at second base. One down here in the fourth inning. 0-2.
King Felix has shown early in this ball game is that arm speed is still there on the secondary stuff. That's what'll fool you.
Yeah, he's pitching. I mean, that's a little different than the Felix Hernandez we're used to seeing. At one point in his career, more of a thrower, a guy with good velocity. Making that transition to this part of his career. Ground ball softly down the first baseline. Cano will tag the bag as Myers takes third with now 2 down.
We've seen King Felix tonight, and he looks very comfortable. And as you mentioned, that one appearance in the bullpen, that might light a fire underneath him. He understands what his priority is, and it's starting rotation.
Did the Mariners-Astros game in Houston the day he was scheduled to make his next start, and they put him in the pen that game and filled in for him, and it just was weird. This is into left field, a base hit for Renfroe. From third comes Myers, and the Padres take a 2-0 lead. 2-out RBI single for Hunter Renfroe.
First pitch Hunting, and this is the slow curveball. Hunter Renfroe has improved against that right-handed opportunity that we heard so much about earlier in the season. They're starting to get those adjustments in, coming up clutch with 2 outs.
So 2 down, Renfroe at first base. And brings up Austin Hedges. Struck out swinging in the second. One of 4 strikeouts in this game for Felix Hernandez. Two nothing Padres. They had a run here so far in the bottom of the 4th inning. First run came on the home run by Travis Jankowski, a leadoff home run. I'd say that's been his best pitch. What do you think?
It sure has. Good feel for the breaking ball. Almost seems like he can throw it at any time.
Strike 2.
Yeah, that one backed up on him a little bit. I'm talking to some of the Mariners people. He said the command has not been good with the fastball. And it's been the location of the fastball, but the secondary stuff, as we've seen tonight, is on point.
There goes Hedges, swings and strikes out for the second time tonight. 5 strikeouts for Hernandez. Padres out a run, take a 2-0 lead. Padres baseball brought to you by Petco, the pet company. By Hyundai, get a great deal, more than a great deal on all new Hyundai vehicles. See your Hyundai dealer today. And by Pacific Surfliner, ride the Surfliner to your next Padres game. Well, the Padres have tacked on another run in the bottom of the 4th inning, take a 2-0 lead to the 5th inning. Jacob Nix back on the hill, and in for us, Tony Gwynn Jr. How are you, Tony?
I'm well, fellas. How about yourself?
We're doing great.
You guys look like it.
We're having a good time.
Fantastic.
I'm having a collar issue tonight. I was wondering if you could help it.
You know, I just tend to struggle with my collar from time to time. I don't know if you've noticed that.
The struggle is real.
Do you have the collar stays in there? You do.
Yeah.
I don't understand why it's flipping out so much.
I don't know. Maybe I'm going into the 70s again.
Bringing it back.
Kyle Seager leading it off here for the M's. So far, so good for Jacob Nix tonight.
He's looked good. I mean, I thought the start in Colorado was a big start for him. I mean, pitching in that environment and having never done it before, get through 5 innings and kind of navigate that lineup, I think it's given him some confidence going into this start.
And there for a strike to Kyle Seager.
How about him getting off the mound to make that nice play?
Unbelievable.
Yes. Wow. Started the double play, too. And he has been very economical. This will be pitch number 34, and he's in the 5th inning. That's hard to do. Shift on. Galvis sprawling from one knee. The throw in time. Nice play by Freddie Galvis.
I mean, ho-hum for Freddie Galvis, even on that right side. You can see him shifted over, but going to his left. Absolutely loves diving, and when he gets on those knees, he has a feeling of the accurate throws. When Nix is getting in that rhythm, it's a lot easier to play defense behind a guy that's pumping in strikes.
One down here in the 5th inning brings up Mike Zunino.
I think that's everybody, though, right? If you get a pitcher that's on the mound and he's in the zone and there's constant action, it doesn't really allow you to get on your heels as a defense. You got to be ready.
That's why I don't get why some guys work slowly.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
Yeah,
it's like you're working against yourself defensively behind you.
Yeah, I wonder if it's an opportunity and maybe overthinking at times, but they don't understand what a rhythm does for the guys behind them. And maybe you might see that with the minor leaguers, with the pitch clock down in the minor leagues.
That's an interesting point. And these guys coming up now have dealt with that. Major league guys have not. This is up the middle into center field. A base hit for Mike Zunino, who is now 2 for 2 in this game. So 1 out, 1 on brings up D. Gordon. Gordon with a base hit of his own in the 3rd, a single to left field. Exciting night tonight. Luis Urias is here. Great play at second base to get his major league career started.
I mean, there's no better way to take away nerves than to go ahead and make a supreme play of the first one you get.
That's an interesting point, Tony, because you know when you first come up here, it's hard to feel your legs. It's hard to get a rhythm of it. And you wonder when that moment becomes of that this is baseball again.
It takes a little while. I mean, for certain guys, I know for myself, until you actually had that first start and you were out there through like the first 4 innings, at that point you kind of feel your legs coming back to you. By the end of the game, they're all the way there. But for the first 5, 6, 7 innings, you don't feel anything. You're literally on air.
How about you, Swing Dog? How long did it take you?
It took me a while, and I definitely want to just get to my bed and sleep that night, because you're, especially now with social media so prevalent, everyone knows, everyone's sending you messages of congratulations.
This is right through the left side into left field, a base hit. D. Gordon taking it the other way, and it's back-to-back base hits here for the Mariners. Zunino takes second base. Bottom part of this order has been successful. Zunino and Gordon, both with 2 hits each.
Gordon's been at the top of the lineup for the majority of the year. Recently, as his on base has slipped, he's kind of slid to the bottom of the lineup. And in the American League, he gets to hit 9th, which is basically having 2 leadoff hitters.
Here's Felix trying to bunt again. This one a little better. As going to 3rd for an out there. Throw to first. Double play. Thought it was a little better. Maybe not. How about Nix going to 3rd base? It turns into the 2nd double play. Turn to the night for the Padres. 2-0 San Diego. It's time now for the Bill Howe play of the game there. Jacob Nix turning another double play.
Jacob has been tremendous off this mound. The PFPs have come into play. He drops off the mound, gets a quick throw to third, and they're able to turn their second double play. What is supposed to be a sac bunt from Hernandez, can't get it done. The Padres have played it perfectly defensively.
Yeah, and Jacob Nix is putting on a Tom Amansky video tonight.
Yeah, he is.
It's been unbelievable.
He's fired up. Second time Hernandez has done that. This bunt was a little better than the last one, but the result the same, a double play.
I think he's been, well, the first one I can't explain at all. I mean, he had D. Gordon on first, extremely fast, and there's a double play turn. This one, Zunino's running to third this time, so I can understand maybe that throw getting there, but again, getting thrown out at first base, he's not used to running, I guess.
Now Freddie Galvis going to lead it off here for San Diego in the 5th inning. Galvis lined out to right field first time up and takes strike one.
He's been swinging a hot bat. I like the adjustments he's made, especially on the left side. Been leading off at times for Andy Green's lineup on the road trip.
6-game hitting streak coming in. Multi-hit games in each of the last 3.
It's been really good on the fastball the second half of the season, and talking to Matt Stairs, it's just these guys are on the attack as opposed to trying to see the ball really long. They're looking to do damage.
Yeah, to your point, Tony, I think that a lot of the early first half of Freddie Galvis' struggles were the foul balls on the fastballs.
Yeah.
Fouls it off there, 2-2.
I don't think people realize watching a game when you miss your pitch, mechanically you can be correct and you're missing it, but it puts you in a pitcher's count. Then they attack with their stuff, and at this level they're going to win most times.
Yeah, I think we tend to focus on what guys are swinging at with 2 strikes. A lot of times they've already missed their pitch prior to that getting to the 2 strikes, and at the big league level you're going to get 1, maybe 1.5 pitches to hit per at bat. It's just you don't get very many to do damage with, and you can't miss them when you get them.
Swing and a miss, and Galvis strikes out. 6 strikeouts for Hernandez.
When you're America's best value, you don't need some over-the-top celebration.
One down here in the 5th inning, and it brings up Franmil Reyes. Reyes grounded out to shortstop in the 3rd inning, 0 for 1. Last 6 games though for Franmil, hitting at .400, 6 for 15. Having better plate appearances, seems more selective.
I think he's going to go back to that home run he hit off Clayton Kershaw up at the Dodger Stadium. Those are moments that you remember individually that help your confidence moving forward.
Having a chance to play on a daily basis now. A drop in there for a strike, 1-1.
To me, it's amazing to see the difference of how the offense looks on the road compared to how it looks at home. I don't know that there's a legitimate answer for it, but there's certainly a big difference in the two.
You would think that the comfort level would be here.
Right.
And you know what? A lot of people say this ballpark plays big. I disagree with it.
Not anymore.
There's plenty of room to hit. There's plenty of space out there, and it's a fast track. I think it's very fair.
That has changed over the years, right? I remember coming here in the mid-2000s, and I mean, it was just like really hard to hit it out here. And now that's not the case.
No, this is a completely different ballpark than, say, it was in 2010 when I played here. I mean, you had guys that literally felt like they couldn't hit a ball out here. Now balls are flying out all over the place compared to 2010 at least.
And I don't think it's necessarily the adjustments they've made in the ballpark. I think it's just the surroundings. It's a warmer summer. There's a lot of places where you can hit, but the sight lines are so good here, so there really shouldn't be a drop-off when you're thinking about a home field advantage.
Payoff pitch to Reyes, and he grounds it foul.
I think it has to be looked at a little bit, especially in the last 2 road trips, the places that they've gone to play. They've been in cities where those fans are going to be there because they're in the playoff contention. The atmosphere is a little bit different, and when you're dealing with a young team, those type of things can have an effect on how they play.
53,000 on hand on Saturday night at Dodger Stadium, to your point. This ball 4, good at bat, good plate appearance for Franmil Reyes.
I think that's a smart move by Andy Green in inserting Reyes in the number 8 hole because he does take pitches. He's done a much better job even during that hitting streak.
It's a 7-pitch at bat.
Where he's really gone and tried to stay in the strike zone and take those borderline pitches. Along with that shortened swing, he's got a better approach.
I think there are certain ways you can help development for young guys. From somebody like Reyes, you already can tell that he has a good idea of the strike zone. Force him to work on it more by hitting in the 8th spot.
Does it take some pressure off to in your drop down there, or no?
It does. And I think you, as a hitter, you have to take your at-bats no matter where you're in the lineup. You have to take them the same way. But in the 8 hole, you might take some pitches at times knowing that pitcher's behind you.
Looks ducking out of the way there, and it was called a strike. 0-2. This one fooled him.
Yeah, this curveball backed up, and that was a borderline pitch going the Seattle Mariners' way.
Went after it for strike 3. 7 strikeouts now for Hernandez. 2 down.
I think Hernandez certainly isn't the pitcher that he was 3, 4, 5 years ago, but he still has an elite breaking ball, which allows him to be able to navigate through a big league lineup. I know he struggled this year at times. I think that has personally a lot more to do with the drop in velocity than it does anything else.
60th pitch of his outing coming up here with 2 down. Travis Jankowski getting his 3rd look at Felix tonight. Homered in the 1st inning, struck out in the 3rd.
And you know what, Don? Since he's homered, everything has been on that arm side. It's been everything away to Travis Jankowski.
Well, the pitch he struck out on, the changeup, was away. Ball and a strike now to Jankowski.
Felix Hernandez was at his top of his game. That fastball would run in there at about 96, 97. His changeup was about 89, 90 miles per hour. It just has unbelievable movement on it.
Clanks off the glove of Zunino. No advance at first base for Reyes.
And now you look at the changeup, it's anywhere between 83 and 86 miles per hour. Here's the changeup right here, leaves it up. And when that changeup is down, it's one of the filthiest pitches in baseball.
Have you faced him?
Yes. Wasn't a lot of fun.
No. Swing and a miss, and Jankowski makes it even now. 2-2. I can't imagine the would be.
Wasn't a lot of fun. I think I got it inside to Parker. I think he was pitching one of the 2 I had, but that was pretty much it from that point.
This will get away, and Reyes will advance to second base. Around it. Wild pitch charged to Hernandez.
Yeah, this ball is just spiked, and it's been the fastball command that he has struggled with. But a heavy usage of the off-speed pitch, and you can see pulling this ball on the glove side.
2 down. Reyes at second base gets his walking lead.
Pretty important for him to get a big lead at second.
Little dribble in front of the plate. Zunino hops out there, clears the runner, and throws out Jankowski. Done with 5, 2-0 Padres. Luis Urias playing his first major league game, and on the first play of the game, diving to make this play and throws out Mitch Haniger to begin things in the first inning. Travis Jankowski in the Padres side of the first inning homers off Felix Hernandez. Gives the Padres a 1-0 advantage, and Hunter Renfroe with 2 outs in the 4th inning drives this to the left side, scores Myers. Padres enjoy a 2-0 advantage. To the 6th inning we go, and Jacob Nix has been very good tonight so far for San Diego. 5 shutout innings. Dealing with the top of the order, Mitch Haniger.
I can honestly say I don't know if I've ever looked up in the 6th inning and seen 44 pitches thrown.
Wow, amazing.
That's
a
breakdown.
What happened in the 5th?
Clearly he lost the feel for his pitches at that point.
This one grounded to Urias at second base. 1 down in the 6th inning.
But the thing that stands out, though, I mean, look how clean this game has been for the Padres. Really for both teams. Both teams really made any errors, so to speak, but entertaining game. Guys are making defensive plays. We've seen some action on the field. This is a fun spectating sport right here when the game is being moved along like this.
It sure is.
That's why I think pace of play is such a big deal.
It is.
I really do. Munson Cano will take ball 1.
And I think when you're on the field, you don't think about it as much. There's so much to concentrate on when you're there. You don't realize it. But I certainly have since I've moved to this new side, this new occupation.
There's a 1-hopper with Urias in short right field. The throw will get there in plenty of time. Had a position perfectly on Cano. 2 down.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the San Diego Padres. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
That's so impressive.
2 down here in the 6th inning. Brings up Gene Segura. I'm impressed because, I mean, you don't do this every day. So, I mean, there's long periods of time in between.
Yeah, but we watch a lot of games.
Okay.
We hear it on the other broadcast.
Okay.
I woke up the other night, and then I went back to sleep, and my wife said, "What are you doing the copyright for?" And I said, "What are you talking about?"
In the air, hit well to right field. Back goes Reyes, and Reyes leaps. Can't catch it. Off his glove, off the wall. And now heading for third is Segura. He will get there standing. I think Reyes had more room to work with than he realized in right field.
He did, and he took a peek as this ball gets over. He takes a peek at that wall to see where he's at. You're going to see this ball driven by Segura. He's going to take 2 peeks. One there, he took one before that. Had probably another step to take before he had to actually jump. And it changes the way his head moves. All of a sudden, that ball isn't lined up with the perfect spot in his glove. It ends up hitting a hill and rolls out.
It is ruled a triple. Second hit of the game for Segura, 90 feet away. Gives Nelson Cruz a chance to drive that run in. Pitch 50 of the night for Jacob Nix. Almost hit him.
He drove that last at bat, drove Travis Jankowski to the wall in left center.
396 in this spot. That's pretty good. Nick's got 2 quick outs, 2 ground outs to second base before the triple by Segura. Ball looked like Reyes was going to catch.
He got a really good jump on it. Got a little more room than he anticipated.
Big swing there from Cruz. 2-1.
Shows you the confidence in Nix there. 2-0 change piece. I tell you what, his first start here at Petco, I thought he threw some of the best changeups I'd seen all year.
I agree.
First 3-ball count of his outing. Bernard Span waiting on deck with 2 down here in the 6th inning. That's a strike. He was trying to lean into that a little bit. No breaks into the strike zone. Full count.
You know what? Vic Carapazzo, the home plate umpire, has given that strike even to Hernandez on that inside part of the plate to right-handers.
Payoff pitch. And it's hit on the ground to shortstop. Galvis has got to hurry. The throw going to be close. And he got him. Nice play by Freddie Galvis. Wow. Another spectacular play by the Padres shortstop.
Freddie Galvis going to his right. And what does Freddie Galvis do? He uses the ground for the big out.
Bottom of the 6th inning. 2, 3, and 4 for the Padres. Gentleman making his major league debut, Luis Urias. Third plate appearance, 0 for 2 tonight. Has grounded out to third and grounded out to short. A spectacular play defensively back in the 1st inning. Takes strike one. Felix Hernandez, 66 pitches, working here to the first hitter of the 6th inning. Just the 2 runs.
Yeah, both pitchers have been pretty economical during this game. Padres have been on the right side, though.
Balance cut there, 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's all getting to the point for the Padres offense to almost eliminate the fastball. He is going strictly with his off-speed pitches and showing different shapes.
And more importantly, I think 91 is not going to beat most of these guys down there, so they can kind of eliminate it.
Two from Hernandez. Full count now. Family looking on. Mom and dad here. Friends and family here. Major league debut. Luis Urias. Did he go? No, and it's ball 4. Urias down to first base to lead off the 6th inning. Second walk allowed by Hernandez. Well, the Padres hit 2 home runs in a single game. Tweet at Fox Sports SD using the hashtag #HIT2GET2 for your chance to win 4 Hankook tires, brought to you by Evans Tire and Service Centers. Runner on for the Padres here in the 6th inning, and it brings up Will Myers. Doubled and scored his last time up. Look out.
Whoa.
Buzzed the tower there. Only at 81 miles an hour, though.
Yeah, this is a changeup that just gets out of the hands of Felix Hernandez. Doesn't make it any easier because it's still 80 miles an hour.
Right.
Headed to the SD of the helmet.
That was buzzing the tower.
We've seen all 3 of the changeup this inning up in the zone. That one really got away.
Leadoff walk by Urias. Myers batting here with 1 on, nobody out. Bottom of the 6th. Padres on top 2-0, and almost getting picked off was Urias. Kind of late to react over there at first base.
Yeah, King Felix has the quick feet, as you can see, getting off, almost getting nabbed. That right hand go to the back part of the base.
Popped up foul, out of play.
See, that's a case in which Skip Schumacher, all that work he's done with these guys in their lead, teaching them how to take leads from the back part of the bag, that's where that comes into handy. You get a little bit of a late break back to the bag. Because you're sliding to the farthest end of it, it makes it a longer reach for Cano, who can't quite get the tag down in time.
Myers gets jammed and fouls it back.
Looks like Will Myers is really in the pull mode here. Doesn't need to. He's hit the ball sharply both at bats.
So I don't know if you would agree, but that's usually when Will tends to struggle, is when he gets into that pull mode.
Yeah, I agree.
Popped up. Coming down from first is Cano. The catcher, Zunino, will make the catch in fair ground for out number 1. So Myers retired. Urias remains at first base and brings up Eric Hosmer, 0 for 2 tonight. He struck out swinging and grounded out to first base.
That's a scenario, Tony, that you know as a left-handed hitter. With that base occupied at first base, a lot of space in between first and second.
And knowing that he's probably going with that off speed as he has majority, you're going to get a shot to get one into that hole.
Hosmer the other way to left. Denard Span backpedaling. Shy of the track, makes the catch for out number 2. Urias back to the bag at first with 2 down. Hosmer 0 for 3 so far tonight, and brings up Hunter Renfroe. Renfroe 1 for 2, an RBI single in the 4th inning. Picked up his 49th RBI of the year. To the first, and that one hit off of Urias that time. Cano didn't catch it.
Yeah, with a lot of inexperience over at first base for Robinson Cano. Majority of his career has been at second base.
Line down the left field line, a foul ball. Good little guy. Two down. Urias at first base. Hunter Renfroe down in the count, 0-1. Strike 2. Good breaking ball again.
Yeah, and he's shown different shapes to that curveball. He's slow. They dropped that in for a field pitch, but also the hard breaking ball has been very successful tonight.
It was almost like a slider.
Pitch 80 coming up for Felix Hernandez. And it gets away. Urias will take second base. Seen that a few times tonight, too. With a wild pitch here, charged to Hernandez.
See that changeup right there? Looked like a little slider. Really was a non-competitive pitch from the moment it left his hand. Padres advance a runner, get a chance to get a 2-out RBI, expand this lead a little bit.
Renfroe strikes out to end the 6th inning. To the 7th we go, 2-0 Padres. By T-Mobile. Pinch hitting Neil Walker homers against the White Sox and walks it off at Yankee Stadium tonight. Yankees win it 5-4. Home run number 7 of the year for Walker. They celebrate in New York. Bernard Span going to lead it off here for the Mariners in the 7th inning. And 0 for 2. Has popped out short, grounded back to the mound.
Jacob Nix made that nice play on that bunt with 2 outs against Span.
Jacob Nix has been outstanding in this game tonight. 6 shutout innings and time called very late.
Trying to disrupt his rhythm. He's had a very good rhythm all night long, as you can see from the pitch count.
Span coming from the Tampa Bay Rays, where he started the year, to Seattle. Of course, when last we saw him, he was in a San Francisco Giants uniform.
And that was a move I think the Seattle Mariners wanted to make, because they got Alex Colomé, the closer for the Rays, and came over and bolstered this bullpen in Seattle.
Popped up, shallow left. It is Myers who steps into foul ground and makes the catch for out number 1 of the 7th inning. So 1 away, and that'll bring up Kyle Seager. Lynx individually coming in at 1 and 2. 6.17 earned run average. 4th major league start for Jacob Nix. Interesting to see how this rotation takes shape in the month of September. After the rosters expand, who will be in the rotation? Line to left center field. Jankowski on the run. He's got a lot of speed and runs that down. 2 down. One thing you talk to a lot of pitchers who come up from El Paso and AAA and the minor leagues and ask them what the biggest difference is, and a lot of times they'll tell you the defense at the major league level.
It definitely is, and the awareness of what happens. I think the scouting reports are more in depth, and they just know where they have to be and where they have to play. But when you're at this big league level, night in and night out, you see defensive gems.
And Nix has made a couple of good plays himself, but you look around, you got Galvis making a couple of good plays, Urias making a great play at second base.
Yeah, playing surfaces in the minor leagues vary. I think that has something to do with it. I think collectively, you watch the shortstop position. I think that's where the defense really sticks out from AAA to the big leagues.
First major league game for Urias. Zunino lifts it in the air to right. Reyes was way over towards right center, and he'll get there. The big man over to make the catch on the fly ball to right. 7th inning stretch, 2-0 Padres. Two 2-0 Padres have the lead. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Time now for the San Diego fans of the game. Look at unis. Your uni.
I love the unis. Guy on the right's got the sand. Remember the sand?
Yes.
Not a fan of those. It's like almost UPS a little bit.
Well, we were in Colorado, and of course Matt Holliday came back, and there were a lot of talk about the Padres Rockies 07 one-game playoff. Yeah, where he never touched the plate, still hasn't touched the plate. And I was looking at those unis, and I forgot about the sand unis. Those were tough.
You know what? Every big league uniform is really nice, but the sand had a different feel.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel fast in the sand.
It was Austin Hedges to lead it off against Felix Hernandez. 0 for 2 tonight, has struck out twice, both times swinging. Two runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Padres. No runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Mariners. Seattle coming into tonight's action 7 games back of the Houston Astros. They're getting ready to go to Oakland for 4 games after the ball game here tomorrow. He played day baseball here tomorrow. And that is a huge series for them coming up. They got a lot of their remaining games in the AL West. As the Mariners pen busy. Duke and Armstrong warming right now.
Yeah, for the Seattle Mariners, they can't look past the Padres. But it's really about winning series. And if you think about what they have to do to going up to Oakland, That's the team they're chasing.
They're 4.5 games back in the wild card. 4.5 back of the Oakland A's. Chance to go head to head. This one popped up foul. Heading over is Cano by the seats. Cano will not have a play. On the screen, out of his reach. So weird to see Robinson Cano
sure is
playing first base.
You know, to your point too, an 80-game suspension, but why he's playing first base, you might ask? He's ineligible if they do get to the playoffs. Scott Service understands he needs his bat in the lineup.
Same scenario, actually, strangely, for the guy that took his spot at second base, Dee Gordon, with the Marlins a couple years ago. He played the rest of the season. Had they gone to the postseason, he wouldn't have been able to play. They did not. To center, Mitch Haniger is there for the first out at the bottom of the 7th inning. One down, and that'll bring up Freddie Galvis.
Well, for the Padre offense, they have to chip away and continue to add on to this lead. Those add-on runs are so important.
On top 2-0 right now with one down here in the last of the 7th. Freddie Galvis 0 for 2 in the game. He has lined out to right and struck out swinging.
I'd like to see Freddie at this point start sitting on that breaking ball.
Two and 0. 90 pitches down for Felix Hernandez. I think if you asked Scott Service before the game if he'd be all right with Hernandez going this deeply into the game, only giving up 2 runs, I think he'd take it.
Yeah, last time out, 100 pitches and no decision against Houston.
In the air, down the left field line, headed foul.
When you think about the workhorse of what Felix Hernandez has done throughout his career, he's only gone over 100 pitches this year 5 times.
Full count now with 1 out in the 7th inning. He is walked 2 on the night, struck out 8. Fly ball, right center field. Haniger, the center fielder, takes charge and makes the catch for out number 2. He's made the catch on the first 2 outs here of the 7th inning. We'll bring up Franmil Reyes. Reyes has grounded out to shortstop and walked.
And these are the bats that you got when you're hitting 8th on. We touched on earlier in the game. This is when he's going to be pitched differently. Because Jacob Nix is cruising, so you know he's going to take that at bat, and he sits on deck.
So probably not getting a lot to hit here.
Yeah, so it's almost a 2-strike approach. So I think a young hitter can even sit off speed and look away. Doesn't mean he can't be aggressive.
He did walk his last time up. Takes the strike, and it's 1-1. Grabs that outside corner on the 91-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, that's when you fight yourself when you're hitting 8th, because you know they don't want to give you anything good to hit.
And this is the range he's been working in. 91 tops, 77 low.
And that 77 is not the changeup. It's that slow breaking ball that he's thrown in there for strikes.
to left field, and that's in for a base hit in front of Denard Span. A 2-out single for Franmil Reyes. Second time he's been on in the game.
Well, pretty important because it turns the lineup around, gets Jacob Nix up with 2 outs. With 2 strikes, he fights this fastball off, serves it into left field. That's a nice at bat, and Manny Margot takes over the pinch run for Reyes. That's a good night in the big leagues.
So here is Jacob Nix, 0 for 2. And he fouls the first pitch back. He grounded out to second base in the third. Struck out swinging in the fifth. A pretty brief series here against the Mariners. 2 games and play day baseball here tomorrow. They'll be gone. Blink of an eye. 0-2.
I think the traveling party was pretty excited for Seattle. They had an off day here yesterday.
Yes.
What could go wrong on an off day in San Diego?
That is strike 3. Went to the breaking ball to get him. 9 strikeouts for Hernandez. 2-0 Padres.
So battle of first and second place teams in the American League West. Nick Martini in the top of the ninth. Ground rule double. That would drive in the game winner. The A's over Houston 4-3 tonight. Tony, they're now just 1.5 behind the Astros.
It seems like there's somebody new for the A's every night coming through with a big hit. They get a big win to keep real close to the Astros in the American League West. It's going to come down to the very end. I like Oakland's chances to win that division. I really do.
A month ago, we'd be saying you like Seattle or Houston. Now it's Oakland and Houston.
Right.
And Seattle in a bit of a bind. They're trailing right now. The Padres 2-0. Really nice game out there, pitched by Jacob Nix and Luis Urias. So when Tony and I see on Padres Live, the postgame show brought to you by Cox Communications, boy, a model of efficiency has been Jacob Nix, and of course the rookie debut of Luis Urias. Down, Mark.
All right, thanks very much. As we play along here to the 8th inning, 2-0. Padres have the lead. D. Gordon to lead it off here in the 8th.
And watch the bunt here.
Pulls it back, takes strike 1.
Yeah, anytime he's leading off, and you would think Felix Hernandez is going to come out as we see the defensive changes.
Renfroe now in left, Margot in center, Jankowski in right.
And with Will Myers playing third base, some speed on the leadoff position in this inning.
So here is Nix in the 8th inning, throwing 65 pitches to this point of the game.
Almost like Greg Maddux-like.
Fly ball to the new center fielder, Manuel Margot. Makes the catch for out number 1. One down in the 8th. Ben Gamel is going to pinch hit here. Felix Hernandez's spot. Hernandez ends up throwing 101 pitches in his outing. So Ben Gamble to pinch hit with 1 out in the 8th. 292 hitter, home run, 13 runs batted in.
He's had a good feel for the breaking ball all night long.
Fly ball to center field again. Margot this time heads into right center and secures out number 2. So the first 2 outs here of the 8th inning. 6 in a row now retired by Nix. 11 of the last 12 now. 2 down in the 8th. Top of the order, Mitch Haniger coming up. Haniger has grounded out, lined out, grounded out again. Breaking ball for strike 1. Great pace tonight by Jacob Nix.
Looks like he's going out and just playing catch with Austin Hedges.
Take it to the other way, a base hit for Mitch Haniger. His first of the night, a 2-out single. So a tying run will be coming to the plate here with 2 outs in the 8th inning. Robinson Cano, 0 for 3 on the night, has grounded out 3 times.
Still got to worry about Robinson Cano because he has a veteran presence. They start game planning and they make adjustments in game.
Cano began his career as they check on Haniger as a member of the New York Yankees. I remember when he broke in, a lot of comparisons to his swing to Rod Carew. Rick Stammen warming in the pen.
I think a lot of people were surprised that he signed in Seattle and didn't sign with the Yankees. I think it had a lot to do with him just wanting to be the star. He signed back with the Yankees. He always looked to the right, and Derek Jeter was there. Never was going to be the guy.
Go to first, and back safely is Haniger. Cano to right field. Jankowski moving back and under to make the catch. That ends the top of the 8th inning. 2-0 San Diego. Diego presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Sequan Casino, opening in 2019 as Sequan's brand new 300-room resort and hotel. By your San Diego Honda dealers, visit us at sdhondadealers.com. And by SeaWorld, eel is tonight's word of the game. Head to foxsportssandiego.com and click Ways to Win for your chance to win a SeaWorld Family 4-pack. 2-0. Padres have the lead over the Mariners. We head to the bottom of the 8th innings. They look to add on, and Felix Hernandez was hit for in the inning, so John Anderson, or Armstrong, I should say, takes over here now for the Mariners.
Had his contract selected by the Mariners today from Tacoma. 27-year-old had 15 saves in Tacoma. See the numbers? Heavy on the strikeouts.
Last half of the 8th inning, and Travis Jankowski to lead it off against Armstrong. In at third is Seager. Jankowski is swinging away. That's strike one. He foul tipped it. 94-mile-an-hour fastball. And this pitch is coming a little harder than what Felix Hernandez featured.
Yeah, 9 strikeouts for Felix. I thought he pitched very well, especially his secondary stuff, as advertised.
King Felix, 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs. He walked 2, struck out 9. For 101 pitches in his outing. But departs on the hook. Came in at 8 and 11. Jankowski homered off him back in the first inning. Urias waiting on deck. Still looking for that first major league hit. Just away, 2-2. On the ground, back to Armstrong. Flips to first for the out. First out here at the bottom of the 8th inning. 1-3 on the putout of Jankowski, and that brings up Urias.
Nice play by Armstrong, being able to field his position.
One out in the 8th. Urias has grounded out to third, grounded out to short, and then walked in the 6th inning.
It's so interesting to see these matchups, especially AAA guys. Wonder how they did down in the minor leagues against each other.
Urias fouls it off and almost got Will Myers. Wow, that was pretty close.
Yeah, not a lot of room, especially away from the on-deck circle here.
He likes to get over as close as he can to get a look at the pitcher, especially a new guy coming in.
Yeah, I go back to the dugout after that one.
Yeah. High for ball 3, 3-1. Appears to have good patience. Sort of unusual for a rookie.
Yeah, it looks like he is focusing on a certain area, certain pitch. I'd like to see him aggressive in this count here.
Fouls it off, and a full count now. Fastball to work with at 93. Payoff pitch to Urias. High down the right field line, foul.
Yeah, got that cutter from Armstrong. He fouled off earlier in the at-bat.
Armstrong first out of the pen tonight for the Mariners after 7 strong innings from Felix Hernandez.
Looks like he's going back to that cutter away.
On the ground, off of the pitcher Armstrong. It'll kick to Cano, who tags the bag for out number 2. Very fortunate there for the Mariners. Armstrong appears to be okay on the comebacker.
Now, how about this kick save and a beauty? That ball was headed for center field and takes a right turn to Cano. Here it is. Kick save and a beauty, directing it right to Robinson Cano at first base.
2 down here in the 8th, and it brings up Will Myers. Oh, the double back in the 4th inning, a 1-for-3 night for the Padres' third baseman. Take strike 1. At the bottom of the zone. Chaniger, center fielder, over towards the left center. Myers will poke this into right field for a base hit. Sounded like it was towards the end of the bat, but he gets it into right field, a 2-out single. Second hit of the night for Myers.
We talked about Will Myers getting in that pull mode. When Nakai has a cutter and you're looking away, that's when Will's at his best. Even though it goes off the end of the bat, it's a perfect approach against Armstrong.
2 down, runner at first, and it brings up Eric Hosmer. Hosmer 0 for 3 tonight, has struck out, grounded out, last time up, flied out.
Eight stolen bases for Will Myers on the year. This is a time where you have to take that chance.
Hold on over there by Cano. Fouled off down the left field line, out of play, 1-1. Well, on the other side, Jacob Nix tonight, 8 shutout innings, having thrown just 73 pitches through 8 innings. Well, he hasn't walked anybody, nor has he struck anybody out.
Wow. Weak contact, a lot of strikes. It's like he's in the zone.
Throw over, and Myers back to the bag. Segura, Cruz, and Span. 3, 4, and 5 expected in the 9th inning. Padres would like to obtain some more insurance. Hosmer fouls it off again. Fouls it off. We'll do it again, 1-2. So the fastball's been 94 miles an hour from Sean Armstrong. Two groundouts to begin the inning before the single by Myers to right. A shift here on Hosmer on the right side. Myers has not tried to steal yet. Two and 2. Here's the shift. Gene Segura, shortstop, coming over to the right side. Join Gordon and Cano. Off the pitcher, kicks out to second, and Gordon will go to first for the out. That will end the inning. Padres leave a runner. To the ninth we go. 2-0 Padres. Defense. Urias making a diving play on the first play of the game. Jacob Nix having a great night defensively. Got the put out at first for Galvis, the first of 2 great plays tonight. Mentioned Nix double play, 1 of 2 that he started tonight. And Galvis again. One hopper thrown to first, and it's been pretty good tonight behind Jacob Nix. But then again, Jacob Nix has been outstanding. First major league start for Urias. Galvis doing what he does every night. To the ninth we go. Jacob Nix trying to go the distance tonight. Gene Segura leading it off here for Seattle. It's been a 2-hit night for Segura. After grounding out in the first, he singled to right in the 4th, tripled to right in the 6th inning. Strike picks up the outside corner, 1-1. His career complete game in the minors, June 28th of 17, Lake Elsinore. So he fouls this one back to the screen to Segura. The Padres do not have a complete game yet this year. He's really got good.
I think that has been gone by the wayside in Major League Baseball. It's a bullpen game.
In the air to shallow right. Jankowski coming in, calling and catching on number 1 of the 9th inning. One down for Nelson Cruz.
$11 ground ball outs and 8 fly ball outs for Jacob Nix.
Last complete game shutout for a Padres rookie, Clay Hensley, May 14th of 2006 at Chicago. In 9 innings, allowing only 2 hits. Strike 1 to Nelson Cruz. Fly to right, fly to center. Last time up, grounded out to short. High drive to deep left center field. Back goes Margot, and that is out of the yard. Into the bullpen. Nelson Cruz connects on his 32nd home run of the year. Mariners are on the board. It is now 2-1 Padres with 1 out in the 9th inning. Home run for Cruz. And Andy Green heading to the mound. He's going to make the move. Kirby Yates going to be coming in. So he's going to go to the closer here. 79 pitches on the night for Nix. Outstanding effort by Nix. The Padres fans will let him know they think of him as he heads off. Padres lead in half. Jacob Nix departs this game. Outstanding effort tonight by Jacob Nix as he goes 8 1/3 innings of work tonight. Kirby Yates, the closer, into the game.
Now did not pitch in the Dodgers series. The last time out was in Colorado on Thursday. See the numbers. 6 saves.
Span coming up here with 1 down in the 9th inning. Nix allowed 8 hits in 8 1/3 innings. Just the 1 run, no walks, no strikeouts. Span 0 for 1 in his career against Kirby Yates.
I'll correct myself, Don. Looking for his 6th save. 5 out of 6 on those opportunities.
That's strike 1. Top of the zone. Nix threw 79 pitches in his outing.
Unbelievable. Landing the curveball. His secondary stuff was good, but he was on the attack from pitch number 1.
Inside, and it's 1-1. Fastball at 96.
It didn't look like he was shaking off at all, too. So that game planning with Austin Hedges, the catcher, he needs credit as well.
Against a good Seattle offense. Foul tip, 1-2. That split finger that's been so good for Kirby Yates.
Now when you throw 2 fastballs, you set that split finger up and good arm speed. Fouling that off and getting a piece of Austin Hedges on the backswing.
Span fouls it off, stays alive, still 1-2. Now Seager waiting on deck here for the ends. 1 down, 9th inning. Time call. That's the pitcher of record right now, hoping Kirby Yates can finish this off. 1-2 to Span. 2-2. Ball 3, full count. Span now, Seager next. 1 down, 9th inning. Pitch coming up here for Kirby Yates.
Yeah, looks like he's going split finger.
Fouled off to the left, out of play. Now it stayed up. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Good plate appearance right now for Denard Span, battling away here with 1 out, a full count. Fouled off again. That time the fastball. Straight heated, 95.
Yeah, you had to give him a different look. That split finger has been in and out of the strike zone. We've seen a lot. And well, Margot shifted to that left field side, but playing shallow.
Payoff pitch again. Span chops it right side. Urias will go to first base. 2 down in the 9th inning. Two down, and brings up Kyle Seager. Seager 0 for 3. Flied out to center, grounded out to short, lined out to center. All that was against Jacob Nix, the Padres starter tonight.
Seager likes the ball in. He's that pull hitter, pull power.
One out to get. Nelson Cruz has got the Mariners closer. His 32nd home run of the year. For ball 2, 2-0. Padres shifting on the right side here on Seager. Strike call. Generous, perhaps. 2-1.
Kirby got a call. Ball was off the plate and going in the favor of the Padres in a big situation.
Fouled off, 2-2. So Yates battles back here. 2 down in the 9th inning. A count of 2-2 to Kyle Seager. Foul tipped, and he stays alive. In and out of the glove of Austin Hedges.
Yeah, that 2-0 pitch had a lot of relevance why he swings at this pitch. Off the plate. He just gets a tick of that ball and ricochets off the glove of Austin Hedges.
So another opportunity here for Seager. 2-2. Ball 3, full count. Mike Zunino waits on deck here for the Mariners. 2 down, bases empty. Padres holding on to a 2-1 advantage right now with 2 outs in the 9th inning. And payoff pitch coming up here to Seager. Seager fouls it off, stays alive. Splitter again from Yates. 8th pitch of this at bat coming up. Back-to-back long plate appearances span now Seager. Anxious moments for Jacob Nix, looking for his 2nd major league win. Seager lines it foul.
Back-to-back split fingers. Wonder if he will take that shot at that fastball up.
He stuck him out and the Padres win. He did go to the high fastball. Seager chases it and the Padres hold on to win it 2-1 tonight. 8 1/3 from Jacob Nix, and Kirby Yates finally finishes off Kyle Seager on that high fastball. 95 miles an hour. Yates loves it, picks up his 6th save as the Padres win this one, game 1 of the series, 2-1. It's time for Padres Live. Mike Pomerantz, what's in store?
Well, guys, we got to talk about Jacob Nix. What a performance without a single walk or a strikeout. So, Nix, great job. We hope to hear from him, as well as Andy Green, his thoughts on Luis Urias' big league debut and what this means for the club as we move forward. Padres Live coming up in moments.